So anyhow, yeah, it's legitimate. So
Right on.
all right. So let me hear you. Go ahead. Well, first off, we'll warm up a little bit, then we'll get tuned up.
Okay. Still trouble with that high F.
That's okay.
Oh.
Okay, good. Are you using your bis key for your B flat?
Yep.
Good, good,
Yeah, that's
good.
where it's at
All right,
now.
awesome. All right, good. Hit your A. Okay, push your mouthpiece in some. Do it again. Push it in a little bit more. Do you have cork grease on your cork?
I don't think so.
All right. Go ahead and start using that all the time. And,
Okay.
and I'm just telling you that for your own good. It'll keep your cork moist and it'll last longer.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Much more better. All right. Cool. All right. So I sent you home with some homework, and I hear in your chromatic scale that you've been doing it. So
Yes.
that's good. So now let's work on your major scales.
Okay.
And just see where you are with that. Start with your C scale. Now, which of course starts on C, and I want you to go 2 octaves. All right. You got your octave. Push your octave key down. Okay, let's do that one more time. And go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, good. Do you have a metronome at home?
I do. I think I've got one right there.
Good. All right. Start working with it and start as a part of the whole practice procedure that you're going to do. Try to play your scales in rhythm. In
Okay.
other words, don't speed them up or slow them down or anything like that.
Right.
Just play it. Give each note that you hit the same value
Right,
time-wise. And start using your metronome as you do this stuff, because that's going to develop your sense of rhythm. And you've got a pretty good sense, I can tell already, but this will just lock it in even more.
For sure.
You know, and that's an important thing to do. So try using that at home as you do your practicing. All right, cool. So that's your C. So I sent you home with 2 sharp and 2 flat scales. So we're going to start with that. Let's do your G scale. Good. All right. One other thing I'm going to have you do on your scales too. All right. Most music is written in like 4/4, 4/4,
Okay,
whatever.
right.
All right. So there would be like 4 beats to a measure. That's how most music is. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Get it?
For sure.
So if you hear, I would say 85% of music is written that way. Okay. And that also means that it's divided up in either 4-beat or 8-beat sections, and that's where your chord changes and happen and all that kind of stuff. That's just a basic rule of thumb, all right? But to get you used to hearing that, what you can do then, when you count your notes, we talked about this last week, doing the numbers. So of a major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's 8, okay? So that's 4, 8, 12, 16,
Okay.
right? Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you go from C, go down up your scale and hit the C at the top, and then you start coming back down, you've taken 1 beat away from that. So double your top note. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay, right.
So that keeps everything in the framework of 4 beats and 8 beats and 12 beats and 16
Right,
beats.
right.
And again, this is nothing more than to just get your ear used to hearing that.
For sure.
Because later on, when you start doing music and playing, that kind of thing, you'll be able, you won't even have to count it. You'll just feel it. Oh, that was wrong, And you can even go, that change was wrong. That change happened too soon and blah, blah, blah. On and on and on, okay?
Yeah.
So try it again. Do your C scale. Hit your top note twice.
Okay.
No? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I said C. Keep going. That's fine. Keep going. Do it again. That's it. Good. Okay. Now, do your G scale like you were doing and do it exactly that way. Hit the top note twice. Good, Joe. That's good. Okay.
It does even sound better.
Huh? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
sounds right.
It makes music is so tied to mathematics, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's real interesting.
But it does make sense, So
Right.
all right. So now do your D scale.
Is it?
Okay, do it again. I ain't even going to answer you. You're going to do it with your ears.
Okay.
You were right the first time. Okay. Now, doesn't that sound weird to you?
Yeah, it
Okay.
does. Okay.
There you go. Stop for a second. Play that again and get that in your ear.
yeah, so
Okay, do it
good.
again. What happened?
Yeah, I didn't double it.
No. What was the last note you hit?
C sharp.
What did the scale start on? What
D.
scale?
Oh.
So you had one more to go.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Excellent. Now, when you're doing the two, I'm not throwing this in there to confuse you, but I'm just telling you this is the way that it is. When you do a 1 octave scale and you start at your root, which is the 1, you know, G, and you go up to the G, that's 8 notes total, right?
Right.
Okay. So I tell you to double that so that you got 8 notes total coming down. When you're doing a 2 octave scale, you're not going to double that middle. So we'll start at C.
I see.
You go C up to C. You don't double that C as you continue to go up. You go to the D and you go all the way up to the high C. But so that your brain is here. And here's a funny thing. I'm already hearing you do it. And you don't even know. I haven't even mentioned this to you. You did it because it sounded right to you. When you go up to that C, 2 octaves up, you hold that note for 2 beats. If your cadence has been I held that last one for 2 notes. You've been doing that subconsciously, not even realizing it after I told you this because it sounds right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
So anyhow, you'll hold that for 2 notes, which then makes, you know, that evens it out. Then you come down and you do the same thing at the bottom.
Okay.
You know, because you've only, instead of hitting 16, you've hit 15 beats. But that ain't right. So your mind goes, I'm going to hold this last one for 2 beats. And it's so funny how we hear and we're so... You haven't been taught that, but you've been listening to music since you were this tall, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so you are so used to that sound. That's what you just do naturally. Well, now I want you to continue to push yourself to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just going to reinforce what you already naturally know. All
Awesome.
right. So good. Do the D scale one more time.
Okay.
2 octaves. Good. That's it. All right, cool. All right, so those are your sharp scales. Now you're going to do your flat scales.
Okay.
So we'll start with F.
It's going to be C.
Okay, stop, listen to it, and play it again. What is that? Does that sound right?
No.
All right. Start on F.
Okay. It's getting me. No.
Oh, you were right. You start on your F.
I'm missing these flats somewhere.
That's take a deep breath. You're overthinking. You're freaking out. Don't do it. Start on F. Use your ear, and you'll get it.
Got it.
Okay, do it again. Okay, what's after C? Do it again from the beginning. Good. Now come down.
Oh.
That's all right. Start again from the beginning. Down and then up and then back down. Do it again from the beginning. One more time. Good. And as I said, last week, I want, if you make a mistake, you start at the beginning and then you do it again
Right.
until you can do that 3 times in a row perfectly without making any mistakes. Then you can move on.
Perfect.
All right. That's how you do this.
Be our rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that was F. Do your B flat scale, which means you start on B flat. Now you can do this as a 2-octave scale. You've got a good low B flat. So start on your low B flat and play it 2 octaves.
My brain's definitely telling me to play it chromatically.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like,
That's
okay,
all right.
hold on. Where are we going to go? No.
Okay, so let's do it again.
C, D, E, F. Yeah, okay.
Did that sound right?
No.
All right. Oh, did that sound right?
No, it didn't.
All right. Okay, listen. Okay, sing it. Even if you have to just hum it.
Yeah. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B.
Okay, try it again. Just start on your B flat.
Is it E flat? E flat.
Play it and see if it sounds right.
Where's the fingering for that? Is that
It's the same as the D sharp.
same as the D sharp? Okay.
Yeah, D flat.
It's like the sharp.
D sharp and E flat, same note, same sound.
That's right. Okay. I was trying to put that where D was. All right. Now I see.
Okay, now go 2 octaves with it. Okay, that's good, but I want you to do it again because you goofed up and I said start from the beginning. Good. All right, good. That's excellent.
Okay, we're getting there.
There you go. All right. So you got to keep working those and just get that sound in your head. I'm going to let the dogs take the lead, and then we're going to go into some new, well, not just yet. We're going to go over some old stuff.
Right on.
On the song that I told you to go home and start working on.
And this is where I came to the realization. I was like, this is where having a record of what we was going over would be amazing.
Okay.
Because I could get through the first part and then I just continue to goof it up.
All right. Well, let me hear what you've got so far.
Okay. I have no idea if it's really accurate or not. Oh, say, can you? and then yeah. It's,
Okay. All right. Now, I haven't played this since last week, but let me see if I can get through it without hitting any clams. All right.
Okay.
All right, so you've got that now on video. So that's how the song goes. You'll be able to go back to that and listen.
Yep.
Now let's see what you can do with it.
Okay. I feel like I should have been standing and saluting the whole time.
Let's do it like this. Okay, first off, you're playing this song in your key of F. So that F sound is. Star Spangled Banner starts off with most of an arpeggio off of the key of F. So it starts off on the 5. It goes for the 5, 3, in the 1. 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 8. So it's using the arpeggio to start that thing off, your chord tones. Okay. Okay, let's try it again. All right, I'm going to play, then you're going to play. All right? Wouldn't we play that much? Good. Now it goes to the 5, the high A. Let me play it again.
Okay.
That's right. That part was right. I can tell that I can't see you, but I know you're looking at my fingers.
Yeah, 100%.
And you forgot to release the octave key because that's on the back side of the horn. You couldn't see it. You're
I'm like, what I'm missing
you're
is so
cheesehead cheating. That's what you're doing. All right. You didn't release your octave key. That's it. All right. I told you just to do that much. Do it again. So you're going to go the high A to the G to the F, then to the low A. Do that. Right. Okay. So that whole phrase is. That's a B natural when you hit that B at that part of the song. Even though the key of F is a B flat, they're using the B natural, okay?
Okay. Here we go.
Almost.
Oh.
Do it again. We got to start the phrase over. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Do that phrase again. That's one time. Do it again. That's two times. Do it again. That's three times. So now we'll start the song from the beginning and do those phrases. You do that.
Oh my gosh.
Up.
No.
Okay, start the song from the beginning. Now, what does this song start at? You remember the note?
C, right?
C.
C, A, F, F.
Try it again. Start on your C. Good. That's one time. Do it again.
Wow.
Okay.
I thought I had it for a second.
Oh, okay.
Totally goofed it.
Do it again.
Oh.
There you go. That's one time. Do it again.
Oh, come on now.
Right. That's once. Do it again. That's two times. Good. Pressure gets on, buddy.
I tell you, this bottle is on. It's cooked me. Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny. It happens, believe me. Pressure's on. Oh, crap. But that's okay, because when you get through it, you know, with the pressure on, that means you can do it with the pressure on, and that means and then when you get it, you know it.
Right.
So that's all right. Try it again.
Okay.
Good. That's once. Good. That's two.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I got to do it.
Okay. Try it one more time, and then,
Okay.
then you know, as you're doing, I'm gonna think through something. Do it again. Good. Do it again. Good. That was just about 3 times.
Yeah, just about.
So keep working that. Okay. When you can do it confidently 3 times, then I want you to go on. And I want you to break this song up and learn it into phrases. I think I told you that last week, but just to show you. That's a phrase. That's another one. That's one. That's another one. So that's broken up into phrases, and I want you to take each phrase, and here's how you'll do it. We're just like you're doing it today. You start with, and even when you go home, and even though you got through the first 2 phrases today, you go home, you start to practice, do the first phrase. When you can do that 3 times without a mistake, do the first and the second phrase 3 times with no mistake. If you make a mistake, you go back to the beginning of the song. Then you add the third phrase in there, and you just keep doing that until you can get through that song completely.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to work on some other. Once you get this down, we're going to work on some things to get your mind working in a good, healthy direction with music and stuff. Will help you for the rest of your life. All right, so that's that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you 2 more scales, each 2 more sharp scales and 2 more flat scales.
Okay.
All right. And so anyhow, have you got pencil and paper?
I do.
Okay. If it's a problem, don't worry about it. I can say this to that, and you can make these notes when you get home.
Okay. Yeah.
I really want to train. I so want to train your. I don't want you to get anchored to having to remember sharps and flats and all that kind of thing. I just don't want to. That's why I was picking at you when you were looking at my fingers.
Yeah.
You know, I want you to use your ears.
Okay.
But it's good, but you must know.
Right.
You must know your sharps and your flats, you know. But I don't want you to depend on that. I want you to hear it.
For sure.
I want you to learn to depend on your ears, not depend on your memory or your well, just like I say, or your memory, just your memory. We want to remember things, but it's one of those things. It's like you learn it, then you forget it. You know, that's what they say. You need to learn your all your skills and then forget them. You know, so that they're not what's prominent. But because then you start playing like a robot. And you don't want that.
Right.
You know, but the way it works, you've got 5 sharp scales and 5 flat scales. Okay. I'm gonna show you something. Come on in here into my wife's office. Let me put this down. It's real good to show you like a keyboard so you can visually see what I'm talking about. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay. So the keyboard lays out the music stuff. All right. This is C on the keyboard right here. All right. So if I play a C scale, okay, that's from here to here, and I didn't hit any black notes. And that's like on your alto, right? You start at your C, you don't hit any sharps, no flats. Your sharps and your flats are the black notes, okay? And how many black notes are there in an octave?
5.
5, that's right. So that means that there's going to be like 5 sharp scales and 5 flat scales. That's where you're going to use it. And there is a system to it, a way that they work, okay? And this also shows you, the intervals and stuff, and we can come back and catch that once again. But as we get more into that, so there's 5, and you were asking about E flat a while ago, which is a D sharp. So let's just look at this. So here is your C, right? So if I go up a half step, that would say that that's a C sharp, right? But that's also here's a D.
Yeah, it's also a D.
C, that's a D flat. So they have the same sound. They are different notes because their designation is different, but they have the same sound. All right. So just for practical purposes, we can say that a C sharp is the same as a D flat, or at least it sounds the same, right? And so here's D. So that would make that a
D sharp.
D sharp. Here's E. That would make that an E flat, right? Nothing between an E and an F. All right.
Yeah.
No black note. So F.
F sharp.
Right. G.
G flat.
Right. G.
G sharp.
Right. A.
And A flat.
A flat. Okay. A to here.
A sharp.
Right. Which B
is
a B flat. And then there's nothing between B and C. Okay. So when you're dealing with flat scales, you're going to talk about all your notes being flats and that kind of thing. You're dealing with sharp scales, you're going to talk about all your notes being, all the ones that are affected are going to be sharps. All right.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm going to try to keep it as simple as I can because I don't want to get into a big theory lesson. What I'm interested in more than anything is but it's good to see it.
Right.
All right.
No, absolutely.
So here's what we're going to do. You've already learned your first sharp scale was G, and it had one sharp, which was F sharp.
Right.
Your next scale that you learned, sharp scale, was a scale of D. It had 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. In music, when you start talking about your keys, and your scales, you always add either a sharp or a flat. So the ones that are there stay there, and you just add to it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's kind of what, as we were going through them, I was trying to add it on there.
Right.
The right one.
So G has 1 sharp, D has 2 sharps. So the next sharp scale is a key of A. So if G has 1 and D has 2,
A's
the
gonna
next
have
one,
3.
A's going to have 3. And they're going to always start with F sharp's the first one, G sharp's the next one. All right. Not G sharp, I mean C sharp. And then the next one is G sharp. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So it works that way, with all the scales. So A sounds like. Okay, starts on A, has 3 sharps, and again, F sharp's always the first one, C sharp's the next one,
G sharp.
and then G sharp. So, let's hear you. Right. Up and hit it twice. Do it again from the beginning. Excellent. Do it one more time.
Yeah, not bad. Oh, go bass A.
Try it again from the beginning. Good. All right. So that's A. Let me see. You know what? I'm only going to give you 2 scales instead of the 4. I'll give you your next sharp and your next flat, and then I'll have you work on all those, which would be fine. So that's A. Now let's go back to your flat scales.
Okay.
Okay. It starts with F. So you start on the note F.
Yep.
That has 1 flat. That's B flat. Okay, right?
Yep.
Then the next one we went to was B flat, remember?
Yep.
That has 2 flats. It has B flat and E flat. Okay.
Boom. E.
Remember playing your B flat scale?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and it was,
I'm trying
you
to
were
guess what
wondering
the
about
next
the D
flat
sharp.
is.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. The next flat scale will be A flat.
Okay.
Okay, which sounds the
flat,
same as a
G sharp.
G sharp, right? So now it's going to have B flat, E flat, and A flat. Okay,
E flat, A flat.
so
And that's A flat scale.
that's your A flat scale. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm telling you A flat. It's your E flat scale.
Oh,
Starts on
okay,
E flat.
okay.
My bad. It adds the A flat in it. It starts on
Okay,
E
B flat
scale. Right,
scale.
E flat
Boom.
scale. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Starts on E flat. Has 3 flats.
Okay.
Okay, starts on E flat.
D sharp, E flat.
D sharp, E flat, same note. Okay. Try it again.
Yeah. So it's E flat,
E flat.
B flat,
No,
A flat.
right. Those are your flats.
Those are your flats. But we're going
So
to go
listen,
E, F.
and I like that you stopped when you hit the clam because you heard it.
Right. Yeah,
Okay, that's really good. So start in your E flat. Up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, now you
okay.
got it, don't
Okay,
you?
Okay.
Good. Do it again.
Okay, here we go.
Up.
Where's D?
Do it again. That's okay. Do it again.
Find that biz key.
Good. I'm proud of you. That's good. Very good.
Not bad.
Very good. You're going to work on that at home.
Okay.
I know I can't see very well, but I'm gonna tease you a little bit here, bro.
Okay.
Okay. So we're sparring.
Yeah.
All right. And every time, if I'm here, every time I want to throw my left, I do this.
Okay.
then you know left's coming, right?
Right.
So you say, man, you gotta get your independent body motion. So right.
Yeah, for sure.
You're playing your horn every time you go down to buy your B and stuff. This arm here is going.
I'm giving you reads. Huh?
Yeah. So you just try to keep your arms
Okay.
down there, all right, and
Okay.
that'll keep you in
Yeah, let me
position
relax.
to play all your notes.
Yeah,
all
well,
right?
I think we're
It's a
trying to
habit.
chicken wing to grab that biscuit or something.
I keep seeing that. So anyhow, just be. That's such a minor thing, but it really isn't later on, because if you move around to hit, then you're going to be out of position for other notes.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you try to keep yourself
Limit the movement.
right until you're milking it.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I mean, when you start performing, then you start doing all this kind of stuff.
yeah.
That's another thing. But right now, let's keep it to where you keep your body in pretty much the same spot as you're playing
Gotcha.
your horn through its all of its notes.
sure.
All right, cool.
For sure.
All right. Any questions?
Well, I think that's good. Yeah. No,
Yeah, you got 2 more scales to learn. You got you're on.
Yeah. I got my notes here.
You've got your notes there for the Star Spangled Banner. I want you to keep practicing your mouthpiece thing. Try to get where you can play a whole scale on that thing.
Okay.
And we might eventually have to get you a different mouthpiece. In fact, I know for sure
Right.
if you continue, you will want to get a
definitely.
different mouthpiece. But for right now, that's what we'll do. All right?
Perfect.
Let's see. I'm going to give you back this.
Yeah,
so you
we'll
don't
call it a
forget.
point.